You're in midlife and you feel a shift happening around you, you're in the right place. I want to talk about something today that doesn't get named enough. It's not the change itself. It's not the awakening. It's not the identity shifts or the spiritual downloads or the who even am I anymore moments. I want to talk about the loneliness that comes with shifting into midlife as a woman. Because for a lot of us, that's the part that completely catches us off guard. We might still have the same life, the same house, the same partner, maybe, same kids, same job, same routines that we've been running on autopilot for years. Nothing looks particularly different on the outside, but internally, everything has shifted. And the strangest, most disorienting part of that isn't the shift itself. It's looking around and realizing that nobody in our immediate world seems to see it or gets it or even knows how to talk about it. So we're sitting across from the people we love, people that we've known for decades, and we feel this quiet, inexplicable distance. And not because anything's wrong with them, and not because anything's wrong with us, but because we are no longer the same person that sat across from them just 6 months ago. And they don't know that yet. And that is a specific kind of lonely. Here's what's actually going on underneath the surface. Midlife awakening changes our internal identity first, not our external environment, not our relationships, not our circumstances, us, inside first. So there's this window, and for some of us it's months, for some of it's longer, years over here. We're seeing differently, we're feeling differently, we're tolerating differently, but our external world hasn't caught up yet. We're living in two realities simultaneously: the life that exists around us and the truth that's emerging within us. And that gap, that's where the loneliness lives. I'm getting a little emotional. That's where the loneliness lives. And here's where I want to bring in something that I think gives this so much more meaning. In astrology, we talk about Chiron. I talk a lot about Chiron on this channel. Chiron is the wounded healer. Chiron represents our deepest wound. And that wound is different for everyone. It might be worth, identity, belonging, visibility, trust, love. There's lots of videos on that on this channel if you're interested. Whatever yours is, whatever your Chiron wound is right at the center of what we're going through in midlife as well. And what's significant is that in midlife, Chiron comes back around. We call it the Chiron return. And it happens for most of us between the ages of 49 and 51. It's an invitation, sometimes a gentle one, sometimes not so gentle, to finally look at that wound directly and to stop managing around it and start moving through it, start integrating it into your life. It's not a punishment, it's an initiation. And the loneliness that we're experiencing in this season may very well be Chiron doing exactly what it's meant to do, surfacing the places that we've been living in that's out of alignment with our truest selves. This loneliness isn't a sign that something has gone wrong. It's a sign that something's going right, believe it or not. We are being initiated into a deeper version of ourselves in midlife. And that process, by its very nature, requires us to separate from who we used to be, including some of the connections and the roles that were built around that older version. Because here's what also happens in midlife awakening that nobody really prepares us for. We start outgrowing roles that we have held for decades, right? The caretaker, the peacekeeper, the one who keeps it all together, so everyone else doesn't fall apart, right? Moms, daughters, all of that. You know, we're the accommodators, the ones who makes herself smaller so there's more room for everyone else. The version of us that was built, often very lovingly, very deliberately even, around survival, around keeping the peace, around being needed. And I want to be really clear here. Those roles weren't wrong. They made sense at the time. They served a purpose. They may have even kept us safe. But in midlife, they stop fitting. Not because we failed, not because the people in our lives have failed, but because we no longer need them. We are evolving past the coping mechanisms, past the armor. And when we start setting those down, even gently, gradually, the people around us who were accustomed to those roles can feel the shift. And that creates distance. And that distance can feel like loneliness. But what it is actually growth. I want us to hear this clearly. This loneliness is not permanent. It is not our destination. It's a bridge. It exists in the space between who we were and who we're becoming now that we're in midlife. And like any bridge, its whole purpose is to get us from one side to the other. We're not meant to live on it. Midlife doesn't change how we see ourselves. It changes what we can tolerate. And that shift in tolerance, in what we're willing to accept, in what we're willing to carry, what we're willing to pretend is okay, that is not us being difficult. That is us becoming honest. That is our Chiron wound beginning to heal. We'll find our people, the ones who are in this same becoming, right? Us, the ones who don't need us to be smaller, the ones that can actually see us. They exist, I promise you. I'm finding them myself, and if you're part of this community, you're one of them. So if today's video met you somewhere real, if you recognized yourself in any of this, I want you to know that you're not alone. We are not alone in this. This is Midlife Ascension. This is where we talk about all of this stuff. The Chiron wounds, the identity shifts, the spiritual awakenings, the grief of outgrowing old versions of ourselves, and the absolute power of what's on the other side of that. So subscribe if you haven't already, and walk this path with me, with us, and I'll see you in the next one.